Otto Rank's quotes and psychological insights. 1. The act of birth is the first experience of anxiety, and thus the source and prototype of the affect of anxiety. This means that being born is a baby's first experience of anxiety and separation. Rank believed this birth trauma shapes how people respond to fear and anxiety for the rest of their lives. In simpler terms, Rank thought that the feeling of separation at birth is our first encounter with anxiety, influencing how we deal with fear as we grow up. 2. Man seeks not only to live, but to create something greater than himself. This means that people don't just want to survive, they also want to create and achieve something beyond themselves. Rank believed this drive to create is a key part of what motivates people and helps them grow. In simpler terms, Rank thought that humans have a natural desire to make a lasting impact or create something meaningful, which is essential for personal growth. 3. The artistic creation is a way of symbolically reuniting with the lost mother. This means that creating art helps people symbolically reconnect with the sense of security and closeness they lost when they separated from their mother at birth. Rank believed that through creative expression, people can heal this original sense of loss. In simpler terms, Rank thought that making art allows us to feel connected and whole, as if we're finding a sense of comfort and belonging again. 4. Life in itself is a fear-inspiring experience, and the creative impulse is the only way we have to defend ourselves against the anxiety of life. This means that life naturally brings fear and anxiety, especially about things like death. Rank believed that creativity helps us deal with these fears by letting us create something meaningful and lasting. In simpler terms, Rank thought that making or doing something creative helps us cope with the worries of life by giving us a way to focus our energy on something positive. 5. The will is not merely the drive to survive, but the creative force that shapes individual destiny. This means that willpower isn't just about staying alive, it's a creative force that helps people actively shape their own lives. Rank believed that will is about defining who we are and what we become. In simpler terms, Rank thought that willpower is more than just getting through life, it's about using our inner strength to create our path and define ourselves. 6. Separation anxiety arises not just from physical separation, but from the feeling of losing one's sense of self. This means that separation anxiety isn't only about being physically apart from someone, it's also about the fear of losing a clear sense of who we are. Rank believed that this kind of anxiety happens whenever we feel disconnected from ourselves, not just from others. In simpler terms, Rank thought that separation anxiety is about more than being away from someone, it's also the fear of losing our own identity during big changes or losses. 7. The refusal to accept the limits of one's life is the refusal to die symbolically, to let go of the past and create anew. This means that real growth involves letting go of old roles and parts of our past to make room for new identities. Rank believed this process of symbolic death and rebirth allows us to keep creating new meanings in life. In simpler terms, Rank thought that to truly move forward, we need to let go of past versions of ourselves so we can grow and start fresh. 8. To live creatively means to live with the constant awareness of death and to transcend it through creation. This means that living creatively involves facing the fact that life is limited but finding ways to rise above this awareness by making something meaningful. Rank believed that creativity helps us overcome the fear of death. In simpler terms, Rank thought that to truly live, we need to accept life's limits and use creativity to make our time meaningful. 9. Therapy is the process of freeing the individual from the bonds of the past so that they may live creatively in the present. This means that therapy helps people let go of past traumas and experiences, especially deep ones like birth trauma, so they can live more freely and creatively now. Rank believed that releasing these past influences allows for a more fulfilling present. In simpler terms, Rank thought that therapy helps people move past old hurts so they can focus on living fully and creatively in the present. 10. The human being is constantly torn between the fear of life and the fear of death, between the desire to grow and the desire to return to the safety of the womb. This means that people are often caught between two fears, the fear of growing and facing life's challenges and the fear of death and the end of existence. Rank believed this tension reflects our struggle between wanting to move forward and wanting the comfort of safety. In simpler terms, Rank thought we're always balancing the fear of stepping out into new experiences and the fear of life ending, which can make growth both exciting and scary. Psychological insights. 1. Birth trauma. Rank is known for his idea of birth trauma, which he saw as the first experience of separation and anxiety. He believed that being separated from the mother's womb at birth creates a prototype for all future fears and emotional struggles. This experience makes us spend life managing feelings of separation and the fear of losing security. In simpler terms, Rank thought that the anxiety we feel at birth affects how we handle fears and emotional conflicts for the rest of our lives. 2. Separation and individuation. Rank emphasized separation as a central human experience. He saw individuation as the journey of becoming independent, starting with moving away from dependence on the mother to build a unique sense of self. But this separation brings anxiety, which people must learn to manage throughout life. In simpler terms, Rank thought that becoming independent is a natural but anxiety-provoking process, as we learn to be ourselves without relying on others. 3. The will and creativity. Rank introduced the idea of will as a central force in psychology. He believed that the willpower to grow, create, and express oneself is what drives personal development. Unlike Freud, who focused on unconscious drives, Rank emphasized that conscious will helps us shape our lives and manage fears of separation and death. In simpler terms, Rank thought that our inner strength and desire to create play key roles in helping us grow and overcome life's anxieties. 4. Will therapy. Rank developed will therapy to help people strengthen their will and express themselves creatively. Unlike traditional therapy, which focuses on finding hidden conflicts, will therapy empowers people to take control of their lives and use their will to shape their future through creative actions. In simpler terms, Rank's therapy approach encourages people to use their inner strength to make positive changes and create a meaningful life. 5. Fear of life and fear of death. Rank believed that all humans face two main fears, the fear of life and the fear of death. The fear of life involves the anxiety that comes with growing, becoming independent, and facing change, while the fear of death is the ultimate fear of losing everything and not existing anymore. For Rank, psychological growth means learning to face both of these fears and living creatively despite them. In simpler terms, Rank thought that to grow, we must confront our fear of change and our fear of the end and find ways to live meaningfully even with these fears. 6. Creativity as redemption. Rank saw creativity as a powerful way to handle the fears of life and death. He believed that through creative expression, whether in art, relationships, or self-growth, people can rise above the fear of mortality in a symbolic way. Creativity helps us face life's biggest fears and gives us a sense of meaning. In simpler terms, Rank thought that being creative lets us overcome fears and add meaning to life, helping us feel more fulfilled and connected. 7. Symbolic death and rebirth. Rank believed that personal growth involves going through symbolic deaths, where we let go of old identities or past traumas. This death allows us to be reborn with a new sense of self and purpose. It mirrors the original separation we experienced at birth but gives us a chance for transformation and growth. In simpler terms, Rank thought that to truly move forward, we need to let go of who we used to be so we can grow into a new, stronger version of ourselves. 8. The artistic personality. Rank was fascinated by the psychology of artists. He thought that artists are more in tune with the fears of life and death but use creativity to rise above these fears. For artists, creating something lasting, like a piece of art, offers a way to achieve a sense of immortality by leaving something meaningful behind. In simpler terms, Rank believed that artists feel life's biggest fears deeply but find a way to overcome them by creating things that live on after them. 9. Relationship between the individual and society. Rank looked at how society's rules and expectations can hold back a person's will and creativity. He believed that real personal growth means finding ways to express one's true self even when there's pressure to fit in. This struggle between being unique and following the crowd is a key theme in Rank's ideas. In simpler terms, Rank thought that to truly grow, people must stand up for their individuality while facing society's pressure to blend in. 10. Existential psychology. Rank is a major figure in existential psychology because he focused on important issues like freedom, responsibility, anxiety, creativity, and fear of death. His work set the stage for other psychologists, like Carl Rogers and Rollo, who expanded on his ideas about creativity and the importance of willpower in personal growth. In simpler terms, Rank's focus on life's big questions inspired many other psychologists to explore topics like freedom, creativity, and dealing with fear, which help people understand and shape their lives. 11. The role of therapy. Rank saw therapy not just as a way to analyze past issues but as a process to help people live more creatively and freely in the present. He believed that a therapist should support patients in strengthening their will, facing their biggest fears, and finding ways to live a fulfilling life. In simpler terms, Rank thought therapy should focus on helping people become their true selves, overcome anxieties, and make life meaningful through creativity and independence. Otto Rank's contributions to psychology emphasize the importance of creativity, will, and the ongoing struggle between separation and connection. His focus on the trauma of birth, the power of symbolic rebirth, and the potential for creative expression as a means to transcend existential anxieties has had a lasting influence on psychoanalysis, existential psychology, and therapeutic practices.